Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. We are hitting the road today and I got a few things that I want to talk about as I engage autopilot here, or try to engage autopilot. There we go. So this is going to be a lot of highway driving, heading out of town. Let's see if we get a nice smooth merge here, nice acceleration. This is going to be an important video because there's a lot going on that I think people don't understand what's happening with full self-driving, and it's worth talking about. Elon always says that nobody even understands. I pay a lot of attention to all the full self-driving news, and I don't think it really crystallized into understanding for me about where exactly we're at until maybe a few weeks ago. Maybe even an article I read last night helped me really understand where we're at. First of all, I'm driving version 11.4.4 beta on a Model Y running hardware 4, and if you've paid attention to especially Elon's drive that he streamed on X, version 11 beta is thousands of lines of computer code that programmers at Tesla have been working on for years. And like Elon describes it, it's heuristics. It's if this, then that. If you see an object on your left, don't merge lanes to the left. If you see a stop sign, stop. About 8 months ago, Elon put Tesla on a different path with full self-driving and decided that he was going to get away from that heuristic code writing, and they were going to do full neural nets. And that's what he tested that day that he released himself driving around whatever it was, Palo Alto or San Francisco. Palo Alto, I think. He was running hardware 3, full neural net, no lines of code. He said it multiple times during the drive. The computer doesn't know that this is a stop sign. The computer doesn't know that this is a car. All we've done is feed it millions and millions of clips of people, of drivers driving, video clips, and the computer creates a neural network and essentially mimics how humans drive. This is the same as what ChatGPT was doing with language, taking in all of human linguistics that it could find on the internet, feeding it tons and tons of data, and then making a guess as to what a human would say. What would the next step be for a human in language? That's what Tesla did with version 12. But here's the key thing. They did it with hardware 3. And so 8 months ago, they were feeding hardware 3 imagery, which is different imagery. It's different resolution. The cameras are different. So it's not interchangeable. You can't take that data from hardware 3, create a neural network, and then run that on hardware 4. So they've come a long way in the last 8 months, and frankly, it's incredible that they were able to do what they've done in that amount of time, especially since Dojo is not up and running, or I mean, it just got up and running, but they were doing this with what they were working with before. I'm assuming a ton of NVIDIA boards, and they succeeded in creating a neural network for hardware 3 that worked. And Elon showed that. And then he said, oh, by the way, we're going to be 6 months behind for hardware 4. Well, what did he mean by that? He means it's going to take 6 months to feed hardware 4 video into a new neural network that'll be able to run with vehicles that are operating hardware 4. So shortly after he said that, he opened up hardware 4 vehicles to beta. And that's what we're running now. So we're on beta. Well, that's great. But I think the reason they did that is because they need the fleet image. They need the fleet images. They need the video. So they're taking this video that we're running right now And I don't think they even care to use it to make beta better for hardware 4. They're using it to feed the neural network to ultimately get everybody on version 12, which will be full neural network with hardware 4. So I think there will be 2 branches. There will be a hardware 3 branch and a hardware 4 branch for full neural networks. That's incredible. I mean, I can't believe that we're here, that we're able to even talk about doing this. If you're not caught up on the concepts of neural networks and what ChatGPT did, which was OpenAI, which this all leads back to Elon in the beginning anyway, but I mean, you got to read up on these neural networks and really understand. There's some great YouTube videos about how they work. You're essentially rebuilding, you're building in software what the human brain does. That's what he talks about. The cameras are the eyes, the neural network is the brain, and that's exactly how humans operate. We take in visual images through our eyes, and then our brains process what we're seeing. I don't have any radar in my body that tells me how far that car is in front of me. I just know through experience, through what I've learned. I've created a biological neural network that lets me process what the correct action should be based on the input imagery that I'm receiving. And that's what they're recreating with software. It's incredible. Now here are the problems that I see. The first one they've already disclosed, which is they're trying to get this neural network version 12 approved. They're trying to get government approval for it. Is this safe enough to release to where we can put this on the roads and feel comfortable, have the government give it its okay that they think it's safe enough? Well, what are some of the problems? Well, they're training it on human driving data. Well, humans run stop signs. So they have all this video data of humans running stop signs, and so that's what the computer works with. So the computer neural network runs stop signs, creeps through stop signs. So there's questions that have to be answered. Is the government going to approve a program that, if operating optimally, breaks the law? And the problem is that you can't go in and program it and say, yeah, you're doing great with the neural networks, but let me add some heuristics here. If you see a stop sign, then stop. They can't do that. Now, they could feed it a bunch of images or videos of cars making full stops at stop signs, but I don't, and maybe that's the answer, but I don't know if they have. I guess you could get those clips. There are some clips of people stopping at stop signs, but most good drivers, some of the time, are going to roll through stop signs. And that leads me to the final point about the problem I see, which is, as Elon said, these clips are curated clips. So in order for the neural network to work, hold on, I'm going to change lanes here. I don't want to be in the fast lane going through this busy downtown Cedar Rapids. The clips, the video clips, have to be curated. So a human has to mark a clip as either a good driver or a bad driver. So you're going to feed it millions and millions of clips. You have to curate those clips. You have to say, for the neural network, this is a good clip, this is a good driver, this is a bad driver. Well, what if you label them wrong? Let's say you label one wrong. Let's say you label one video clip of a car getting into an accident as a good driver. Let's say it happens by accident, human error or otherwise. That's a problem, I think. And if the outcome is that the vehicle behaves in a way trying to mimic a clip which was mislabeled good but is in fact bad, then you could get in an accident, something could happen. And how do you go back and find that mislabeled clip? I don't know the answer to these questions, and maybe I'm not a computer programmer, and I don't work on neural networks. These are just thoughts I had that pop up. If anybody knows the answers to that, please educate me. I'm sure these are not original thoughts, but it is a question I have. You have to curate those video clips. You have to tell the neural network which are good drivers and which are bad. And if I know anything in this life, is that if you leave anything to the hands of people, there's going to be errors. And how do you protect against that, or how do you fix those errors if they come up? So regardless, I'm super excited about where we're at. I'm going to keep testing beta. I understand that this is probably going to get totally replaced once we go to full neural networks, and I'm going to keep testing that too, and I hope you come along for the ride. I'm in 100%. This stuff, I feel like we're on the tip of something huge, a revolutionary breakthrough. I mean, look, I had barely touched the wheel at all here, just to let it know I'm here, maybe change lane once. And on beta, highway driving is solved. I mean, I don't have to do anything. I sit back and it's solved, highway driving. And I think version 12 full neural network is going to be even better. And like I said, I'm looking forward to testing it. I want to see how it does in smoke and fog with a paper bag blowing across the road. How does it know if there's a baby stroller that's hiding behind a truck on the side of the road? We humans, we anticipate these things. Can we feed it data about things that are hidden behind trucks, hidden behind dumpsters? And so the neural network can anticipate, be a good driver by anticipating, well, I don't know, I don't have visual data to see behind this object on the right, therefore I'm going to slow down, move over to the left a little. That's what a human would do. Can we feed it enough visual data to recreate that type of human driving, and ultimately be better than a human behind the wheel? It's exciting times. I think 10, 20 years from now, we're going to look back on this as this was the moment when things started to change. And it's like they say, the electric components of a electric vehicle, of a Tesla, it's almost the least interesting thing about driving a Tesla right now. The AI, the neural networks that are happening right now, that are being developed right now, fascinating, exciting. I think we're going to solve full self-driving the same way we solved chess, Go, other things. This is a problem that can be solved. I think we're going to do it. There's going to be some speed bumps, and I'm excited to see how we overcome them. But I'm optimistic, and hope you guys come along for the ride. All right, I'm not going to take you for the rest of this drive. It's going to be pretty boring, but I'm glad we got to sit here and have this little chat as we drive along today. Hope everybody's having a great day. Cue the outro music. See you next time.